这样就好了吧？剧情模式开始。
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing away. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of the load.
他明明是说孩子吧？他翻译机的大陆人实在是。
Kid just rages for a while. An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber. Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Hello.
A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. It's a wonder the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view.
小朋友们。
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous water holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery, gas fellas. Windbags start turning up the last call.
被石化的人。
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop. He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
破坏者之弓。
Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land.
升级材料。
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
"到底 Kid 是他的名字，还是？
Picks up a few pointers from a
就叫他孩
dusty
子
old
这样。
tome. He's a mighty fast learner.
"好像只要大陆只要叫孩子的，都会把它翻译成记者。施我一剑。
He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
"他还打字的人还不小心多打一个斜线，加暴击率，加生命上限，暴击率好了。
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. scumbag of his last meal. Kid puts him out of his misery.
靠腰嘞，同归于尽。这边没有东西吗？
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling. He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running.
Keep running。为什么像现在动作游戏都一定要有这种片段？就是
At last, the Skyway is in sight.
动作游戏一定要有这种片段，就是一直往前跑，然后后面东西一直往下掉。
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right, except no one else showed up. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build.
我该先开什么？酿酒厂，因为我觉得武器不常更换。酿酒厂
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
加100%暴击率，血低于33%，防御时加33%速度没啥用。Mewtwo 对 Mewtwo 安安。我觉得我加血量上限吗？还是加减水晶？应该是苹果支持性药水和黑皮这3个吧。后期啊，加血量上限好了。
Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste.
随时可以换。
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands. The Breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets and the fewest shots.
对啊，就是每一关之前我想换就可以换。
He's armed, and he's off. The perfect shot just happens in a flash.
要全部的箭，每一箭都是完美一箭才会有机会。我知道瞄准影子啊。他有报纸。
Puts on the right solid performance.
要拿到一等奖，诶，那好像是技能吗？5次射击耶，难度好高。
Kid ain't had enough of the Breakers' barracks. Takes practice, and a mighty strong bow helps too.
哇，失败了。没救。要每一箭都是完美射击才有机会拿到一等奖。还是后期等他伤害比较高的时候。
He returns with some of the materials we need. Ain't always much to say.
卡宾枪。所以后面还会再拿到武器，就对了。
The workman ward. Them windbags used to keep the city humming along here. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong.
Yeah.
Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Kid ain't ever seen an elephant's work before. Them squirts just don't know when to quit.
This is how肥哦。
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. They ain't pleased. No coal or alloy left to pay him for their efforts.
干，过分哦！
Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his.
加快拉弓速度，加2每次击中目标的穿透力。
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting. With a good length of Miska, that bow's like new again. Core ain't here neither, so he's gotta guess again. Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
也有一闪就对了，我刚刚不小心就一闪。
He heads for the biggest dump in town, Scumbag Alley.
他就会随着我的动作，然后一直开始讲故事，对不对？哎呦，哎呦，哎呦
Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw.
这把刀还蛮有趣的。
They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. No sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble.
看不出来什么东西。我觉得应该是往下走，先往下走。我觉得东西应该在上面。
Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash.
诶，他怪都不见了。
And there he is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel. The calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition.
摔死！
They always said old Gershel wouldn't go without a fight. The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back. No core, no surprise. Like the gas fellas are hiding it from him. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. No white gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing.
小刀可以用丢的，要怎么丢？我没有找到丢小刀的选项。哦，有了。有比较强吗？
And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman is keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
看， 滚过头了。
And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started.
再去找一下兵工厂。375，以后再来。话说，我现在才发现为什么那么累，靠腰嘞！我一直在想有点累个，我就忘了关掉它。
The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The windbags used to be all right. Then the calamity took the floor out from under him.
生了一只虫出来。
Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
Ow. Ow.
Dread rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as its flavor.
这两个有什么不一样？切换武器和技能设施，更换武器和必杀技的设施，这两个有什么不一样？锻造剑应该是升级吧？军械库才是换武器。我先上个厕所。
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand. Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
技能之强，落日小径。技能之强好了。
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt.
摔下来是摔死四只这样。
Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down.
打这个好像没什么赚头。哎，那是什么？神秘斧头。手奴的升级材料。
He cuts down every stab weed like there's gonna be a prize for it.
我也知道不能获得任何材料啊。
Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard him pop that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It's a troublesome scene to be sure. Moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. We give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Hey, hey, 哼，干嘛？平 A 才是王道啊！靠腰，填个。
I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Caelondia. It was good living here for a while. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. Kid packs a special surprise in every one of those arrows.
熔炉，他一下熔炉，一下战将城，到底要叫他什么名字？决定一下好不好？
Can't be too careful these days.
可以回去那个吗？可以耶。哇，不行啊！哇，不能回去的话，那如果我东西没捡到，不就没了？
Windbag Ranch was built for gathering squirt extract in copious supply. Ain't nothing more healthful.
This 也太多了吧！出来！那些在外面的我又打不到，这个要怎么办
Some folks showed up to make a fast buck with nothing but a knife.
我想起来了。
Slippery little devils.
不要跑啊！干，这要打到什么时候才打得完啊？
Other folks came to train their throwing arms.
God. 他们还一直跑。
Place gets awful slick sometimes.
这鬼才打得完啊！
Still others use the place to test their finest blades.
完天都亮了。
Kid cuts all of them down soon enough.
这样居然还有3等奖，是打完就有3等奖吗？90秒之内怎么可能啊？
Kid comes back from Windbag Ranch, smelling good and ripe. Sometimes a single look says it all. The Sundown Path. Lovely place for a stroll. Before the calamity, that is. Couples used to walk the Sundown Path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then... somebody gets to the core before the kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky. Stray valuables are lying everywhere. Security's all fired up. Kid thinks twice about risking his hide for him though.
现在又变孩子，你到底是几个人在翻译这部啊？
Quick and careful is the only way to go.
过不去啊！
See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. Finds a spyglass, like the ones they'd use to search the stars. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, That core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. He's wise to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up.
哇，我不知道走哪边呢。
In all his toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
干，随便走一边，结果就结束。我应该先走下面。
So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
等级还真难升呢。
We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built.
升级的材料也不是很好打。
No place better than Trapper's shingle for learning to tread light and shoot straight. Trappers had to tread real careful here, else take a nasty fall. They train themselves by clearing out the targets, while not clearing out the floor. Any good trapper knows never to take a step till the time is right.
God.
A decent trapper wouldn't walk away empty-handed.
48个目标只差一点，重来一次。
Kid decides to keep working his aim and footwork on the shingle. Best time to pick a new spot was when swapping magazines. Expert trappers got something extra to give them an edge.
64个，我可能要升级一下武器才有办法都到64个。子弹数有点少。
To think a rickety place like the shingle survived, and so little else did.
加弹夹，一定要加弹
Turns
夹。
out those old bones still have some spark in them. That ought to make those fangs sink in nice and deep. The little Zolwood oil and that blade
100%
shines
暴
like a
击伤
light.
害，感觉没啥用，先留着，挑战一次看看。
Master trappers got what they needed for a better hunt.
果然武器一定要升级后才会好用。
The trappers would have been impressed with how the kid handled the shingle.
失去知觉没啥用啊，可是他刚升级后好像变得还蛮凶的。来玩玩看好了，下一场来玩这个。
A repeater goes with a hammer better than a box of nails.
什么？还好我退伍了吗？最近大家都这样讲。
The dead
还好我退伍
welcome him with open arms.
热烈的拥抱，真是热烈拥抱。
The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh.
这个人是怎么回事啊？
It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nor did the bird boy didn't make it.
哦，好沉重的故事哦。
The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The core survives as well. Kid does what he has to do. What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue. But he says this: we have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zulf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind, both to him and to each other for the first time. For Zulf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home too, far to the east. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. Zulf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. He was born in the Tazzle terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Well, look what we have here.
纪念馆。杂货店，杂货店应该是比较有用。反正总是要改的。
The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
某一种武器。
All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
没钱，我还是比较喜欢破坏者之弓。其实我也可以换两个都远程。
We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. There's Pith Orchard, built in honor of the bull, and folks like Zulf who pray to him.
这一关打完，我先倒个茶，倒个水，我想。
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Kid says a little prayer anyway. Couldn't hurt, right? Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull, Pith orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too.
这是打不坏的吗？
The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Kid gives that old bull what's coming to him. Pith stood for something once. Something real.
神主牌是啥小啊？这个翻译实在是。
In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. He couldn't even save his loyal subjects. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Pith.
经验值加10%。OK 啦。
Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith put a scare in him. Passes Pith's trial, and he's richer for it. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
这只牛还蛮可爱的，其实。
Cinder brick stout sure goes down smooth, then stays in your gut like a rock. The accused always got a fair shake in Zealandia. Some used to take the bullhead trial. Survive the trial without taking a scratch, you'd walk away a free man.
哇，看。
Bullhead trial taught folks 3 things. First, a good defense is a good offense. Second, you gotta always watch your back. Third, ain't no godlike bull up there gonna save you.
Hey,干Trial pushed many a man to his limits. The smarter ones knew when to just step aside and let things go. Kid makes it out in one piece. 所以我失败了吗？有人拿到一个。他这个不能拿是怎样？哦，就这样，就加钱而已啊。
Well, a kid always wanted to compete in the bullhead trial.
"这个好像不错。利用击退术进行公权攻击。 集中攻击，利用坚固的防御集中精神，再坚守一个人，然后攻击，先打出个漂亮伤。
Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that.
先等一下，我去倒个水。我在犹豫，等一下要吃什么泡面？满汉大餐还是干面，还是吃那个叫什么肉骨茶面呢？还是来一克？我突然发现我房间泡面，棒砸死！
The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone. But now the fort's crawling with windbags. Wham! Kid's ready for the windbags this time. 靠腰，因为我没有很饿，所以我才想说来一颗。 The calamity was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid. Well, windbags young and old keep fighting for the fort.
Okay, 该往哪边？这边应该。
At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides.
散弹枪不错，来可是典型吗？善事吧。
Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
That枪不错哎。
Business underground like in the old days. Windbags can't use the marshal supplies, but the kid sure can. As for the windbags, Cinder Brick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it, though.
你以为只有你会旋转吗？
The windbags put the kid on notice. So many of those sorry things holed up inside that old fort. Not a scratch on him as he presses on the higher ground.
停 A 管行不通吗？ 靠腰来按错，我按 Shift 按到按空白键。喊你。
Kid's blasting everything in sight with that newfangled musket. Security's plain gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. Kid ain't afraid of getting burned. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Then they bring out Glutus and Landon and all their scumbag uncles. They got something to gain, and only their sorry hides to lose.
Hào多东西要看。 Kid takes down Glutus. Or maybe it was Glandon. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. Oh, 好多钱，好多钱。
The He'd used to dream of getting a marshal's badge, but not like this. The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Ulf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was a smoking pipe. Poor kid collapses after just one.
什么东西？为什么突然
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. You never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there.
剩余16个关卡，你是要我打多久？
School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Zealandia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls.
哇、好长哦，这个。
Out there, kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break. In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. What was I saying? Anyway. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and
到底还有
split
几关
apart.
啊？他还没写。
He saw nothing
写在哪里啊？我
where
没
the
看到。
world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. The past don't matter for nothing now. The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity.
太多了啦。
Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals.
那个烟斗很该死。
Even since the Urus surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him. Kids ready to get real personal with hammer and musket in hand. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
纪念馆和神殿哪个比较强？哪个比较重要？公路比较强吗？ 吧，既然你这样说。
His bow's looking lean and mean like a prize fighter.
Eh, 不是这个。刚刚说神殿显神纪念版是拼图，拼图是干嘛用的？
Behold the Pantheon, a Kobe. The gods never liked competing for people's affections.
还挑战5件解决。
He's feeling real proud of that show.
剑语。
I almost don't believe it when he says he passed the Breaker's challenge. What else is there to say? The city's unwanted things all met their end in the yard. Folks who fouled up would do their time here, smashing things to bits. The quicker they worked, the sooner they could go. Folks learned to plant their feet and put their backs into it. Others would plot a course to navigate that sea of junk. A good day smashing feed a family for a week.
27秒，我觉得有机会。
Kid pays another visit to the scrapyard for old time's sake. Worked too slow, all you got was a sore back. Some folks invested their earnings to forge even better hammers.
What?
Work in the yard did have its risks.
卖。
Ever want to just smash things for a while? You know where to go.
我想了一下，我挨到10点，10点休息，然后顺便吃泡面，还吃个满汉大餐。
The trick was to pop all those nasty gourds without wasting ammo. Most marshals didn't get far on their first few tries. Catch a bunch of those gourds in a single shot. Funny thing about muskets is they work best up close. It took a keen eye, not an itchy trigger finger.
2单奖。15次，15次难度有点高诶，15次。
Marshals did more than just stand around shooting, of course. The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat.
啊，我现在要怎么过去
Weeping Nellie. She sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weeping Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break. The core's right there.
军械库，玩一下剑鱼看看。
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. Peckers. They've been watching his every move.
剑鱼是干嘛？
They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet.
我感觉不出来
Finds
剑鱼的
weeping
用途是
Nelly
干嘛。
raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Traffic things think they're king of the roost now. The rest of us only wish we could fly at times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. The windbag's getting even better idea. They aim to smash Weeping Nelly to splinters. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly. She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in pecker country. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoots them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times kid nearly fell off the barge back there? Not even once. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? The other kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
音乐不错。奇怪，那刚刚那边是干嘛？
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
To me,
They'll be here before too long. We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow Ura again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
他爸爸的日记。
If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. Come on, give the little tyke a break.
没有在讲。
Turn him round and round all you like. Pith's still gonna be ugly. The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
单次发射对敌人的毁灭性打击造成70伤害。试验场获得荣誉。哦，可以拿到钱之类的。这不叫拼图吧？这不就成就吗？
Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got.
要领，我不是领了吗？对啊，领了啊，其他都还没啊。
Finders keepers.
我觉得不好用，它只靠腰，它就射比较快这样的。全上。就变困难模式而已嘛。
We track the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
最后一关了、哦，可是后面还这么多，地图还这么大张哎。
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two.
刚刚那句还蛮有趣的。
Savage things lurking at every turn. Pin cushions ain't the worst of it either.
我可以骂脏话吗？
Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon.
靠腰嘞！可以把枪换掉吗？那把枪超烂的。
So many folks lost forever in the wilds.
我才不要拿什么双枪嘞，莫名其妙。
He ain't all that shy.
不行哎，还一定要带双枪是怎样？
We ain't much for pleasantries. The Masons. We built the city strong. Now there's only two of us. A sail hammer's only as strong as its spine. That's a strong spine. Zolf's the talkative sort. At least he used to be.
那个，这应该不会是最后一关吧？后面应该还很多吧？
In time, we charted the wild unknown, but we kept the name. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
我可以不要剪。
Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two. Savage things lurking at every turn. Pin cushions ain't the worst of it either. Good thing pin cushions can't see where they're shooting. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the calamity. It toughened him up. Same goes for the kid. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot.
哦，这差小。好吧，这个还蛮沉的。
Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion.
哦，这个鸟好烦哦，打不动。终于可以把它换掉了，好烦啊！这个土一直卡我。
Slinger Jawson's old outpost is all that's left of him. Kid sticks to his old standbys.
坚持用他的旧装备，旧装备好啊。
A handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. Kid's roused up half the wilds by now.
Bố 不会爆是怎样？去死！
Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. The Calamity must have scrambled their eggs. Wild green vine apples about the only good thing out here. Hardly any signs of the old Jawson camp. The wilds already reclaimed this place. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
所以是发生什么事？话说这个经验值还真他妈难加哎！
The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
还有3个武器 ，OK 啦。
You have to think fast to survive the wilds, and none thought faster than the slingers. They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine. They knew just when to start shooting and when to stop. Those pistols could spit out rounds just as quick as you could pull the trigger. Learning to hold your fire could be its own challenge.
这完全就是要看你枪有没有升级嘛，升级分数就会比较高。没升级连打都打不到。
The slingers were much quicker than the average pistolier. Well, even the slingers weren't quick enough to escape the calamity. Never could ask for a song. We talk a little here and there.
一定要升这个啊，不然根本打不到。好像还很多关哦。好，先到这边休息。它有自动存档吗？我应该不用再做什么动作。那今天就先到这边结束喽，大家拜拜。今天人好少， KJ Mewtwo 都绕跑了吗？